Oh, we're learning this. Dave, are your ears okay?
Yeah.
We just found out that orange amps can be really loud, but I'm an old fart, come on. And I'm sitting right in front of the cab. So, apparently we're looking at the bass Butler right now, is that correct? 8, is that correct?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
So what is the bass Butler? Is it a Butler who brings you bass?
Yes, Butler who brings you everything you need for bass.
Preamp, DI, EQ, probably. What have I forgotten?
Well, it's basically there's one channel for just the bottom end, and then there's a top channel that allow. It's almost like a guitar. It's a guitar, like plugging into a guitar head, and you can use an expression pedal to bring in the top end, or you can just turn it on and off.
So it's parallel distortion, I would assume.
It's a bi-amped bass rig in a box. Yeah, like a stadium bass rig in a box.
Whose idea was that?
Over a few pints in the pub, put it that way.
Whoa, because that's brilliant. That's exactly what you need for bass, because as soon as you start distorting the low end, it's not responsive and it doesn't do the job that it's supposed to do. It's not...
There's an optical compressor on the bottom end. But it's not on the top end. That's a guitar channel.
That's pretty, because if I record bass, I will go DI through who knows what preamp, who gives a shit, and I record that, and then in the DAW I go copy that, but I will run it through a Marshall plugin, and I EQ out all the bass, only put the mids in, and I mix that in a little bit to get that sound. But you know what? You're fucked when you're live, because I mean you can't take Cubase and that live. So this is really killer, but it's a preamp, and then you got to make it loud. Right now we're making it loud with a little bass thing going as a power amp, correct?
Correct. Yeah, we're taking the amp out, which doesn't have cab sim on it, to the power amp there. And then you're getting the XLR feeds. One has a guitar cab sim, one has a bass cab sim.
Are there 2 DI outs?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which one are we taking now?
Both. And then we're giving you one feed from there. Just for these videos, but you can go straight into DAW.
Independently and track it.
There's the bottom end and the top end is both from XLRs. So for pro,
they have cab sim, bass cab sim, and guitar cab sim, respectively.
I later have the chance to mix it any way I want. It's freaking ingenious.
yeah, it's exactly what.
I was like, how interested am I in the bass product? Now I'm very interested in the bass product.
And there's an expression pedal socket on there, so you can bring the gain in early on in the circuit, like having a volume pedal in front of a guitar amp.
That is absolutely awesome. Dave, zoom in on this. Can I tilt this a bit? Does it work? Yes. Look at all the shit in the back there. I see a power cable coming. How is it powered?
18 volts.
How many milliamps?
It doesn't draw that much. I think it's a 500 milliamp power supply.
So I could run that off like a pedalboard power supply.
Yeah, it runs on a Voodoo Lab. Yeah.
Okay, that is awesome. So we literally have a clean and a dirty, so low end and more high end XLR compensated out. Okay, there isn't like a switch or something to pretty much sum them together on one of the outputs, is there?
That's actually flipping the phase on one because he likes it like that.
Okay. Moving on. This going to the amp. Expression is plugged in, which is right there. Okay, so you can mix that in. And this is important because that's where the bass comes from. We have typical big-ass orange knobs, not detented this time. Mids are all the way up on this. And so you have the drive channel, which is, where's the crossover?
That'll be telling.
Come on. And what frequency do you split?
It doesn't work like that on this. This can it's a long story. It doesn't, there's no fixed frequency.
Just say magic.
No, it changes as you change the treble on the bass and stuff.
Okay.
It moves around. The crossover moves around.
Okay, so it's not like just a fixed thing.
It's split as on input essentially. So it really is 2 different channels. So it's up to you how you set it, really.
Oh, okay. So I can have the drive channel go lower if I wanted to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you've got 2 volumes at the end there, the other end.
Yeah.
These are both volume.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
let me fiddle with it and see what happens.
Actually, if I just put it back, I'll just show you just sort of with the expression pedal, so it makes more sense. So this is no no dirt or no, you know. And then I'm going to bring in the top end.
So there isn't a DI level out, which means we have to take the level down on both of them.
Yeah.
Okay. That is way cool. So what you're doing there is the volume of the drive channel.
Yes, essentially. Oh no, sorry, not the volume, the gain.
The gain of the drive channel. So if I take play a bit, so if I take the volume down.
That's compression for the bottom end.
Which I can see here, right?
Yeah.
Brilliant. I can make him quiet. This is good even without the second channel. If I get the high end up there a little, this is by itself, this is already pretty damn impressive. So far, the pedals for bass that have impressed me the most on the market are dark glass, because they know how to distort while keeping the bass to do what the bass is supposed to do, being round and punchy. And you have quite a bit of control on those. This is a different approach, different layout, different approach with a dual DI out, which means being able to control it later, different approach with the expression pedal. And yeah, it's bigger, but I have a kind of tingling in my left ball that tells me that this is probably the one contender on the market right now that could beat them. That could be the pedal where I go like, that's the pedal for the rock and rolly metal guy to really give me control, precise control over exactly how much drive I want while still being.
And it's good drive as well. It's very harmonic and very rich and exactly what you want, really.
It doesn't sound in any way transistory at all.
It's a guitar. It's a guitar head essentially. You know, it's like a 50-watt guitar head. You know, and it feels like it as well.
You guys are freaking nuts, you know that, right? So you should go to the pub quite a bit more often. I probably shouldn't tell you this, but you should go to the pub and have more silly-ass ideas like this. How much is this going to be?
In the US, I think it's $399 map. So you'll have to just check the intrawebs, you know. So
pedalboard compatible because of 18 volts. Yeah, it's an orange thing, so it's bigger. So what? You're a bass player. I'm sorry to say, but you shouldn't have a pedal board anyway. You should have this and then be done, okay? Don't go up on stage with, 15 million fuzzes and choruses and stuff. Get this and just rock. Wow. Okay, didn't think I'd be very interested in this. You guys seriously made me... Okay, one of my top 5 for NAMM is this thing. Holy crap. Okay, let's move on. What else do you have? Yeah, more stuff. Whoa, Nam is fucking with my head. Aren't you happy to go home?
It's getting to that point.
Hey, what do you think?
Yeah, it's getting there. Yeah, I'm fair to middling.
So Orange brought their tiny little thing. I mean, I knew Orange had, a tiny little thing. I mean, I know Charlie. I mean, really, you don't expect much there, right?
Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't let him hear that. You'll upset him, you will.
So this is a super portable little bass head. And as far as I can tell, don't tell me anything, we got volume, we got compression, which is nice. Is that the same compression that the bass Butler has?
Slightly faster.
Awesome. We got treble. Why did it for the mids?
It's the middle.
Yeah.
It's pointed to a dot.
Yeah, that's the mids, but that's the range, right?
No, that's the frequency.
Ah, the frequency. Okay, you move that around?
Yeah.
Can you move your head? Thanks. So you can move the bass, the mid frequency around, which is it's all in the mids. From where to where?
Offhand,
You're completely clueless.
no. It's all the usable area that I just felt like was most relevant to what mids you'd want to change on bass.
For me, that would be 250 to a K, maybe 2K, possibly. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's 1.4. I think it's 150 to 1.4. No, it's about 250. I can't remember.
That's what.
You just want to hear me say that.
Yes, exactly. But that's what makes sense. And then bass, and we got a pad for the input in case you have an active bass.
Which that is. That is.
Okay. And so to the right is pads on.
Yeah.
And foot switch for the compressor. Yeah. I'm starting to, after all these years of dealing with Orange, I'm starting to understand your freaking signs. Foot compressor thing. Okay, what's on the back? He asked him knowingly.
Well, you got a couple of speak-on outputs for the cabs. Do 4 ohms minimum. You've got buffered effects loop. And you've got balanced out.
That's what we want. Now, what we can't do here is crank it up because the camera's just gonna break. I have a hunch that to drive it, because I don't see a gain knob on it, we're gonna have to crank it up a bit, right?
Push the comp.
Let's see what we can do before Dave behind the camera dies. So play a bit. I'm literally on the first notch of volume. Like beyond that, under that, there's nothing. And it's already at a pretty good volume. This is not necessarily the most bedroom friendly amp. This is a full rock machine for stage. How loud does it get? I mean, watts? Class D? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, the output stage is.
How many watts?
500 into 4 ohms.
That's a lot of watties. That's... How heavy?
Less.
None heavy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, really. Yeah, ridiculous.
And a lot of bass amps, and this is totally doesn't describe your bass amps, a lot of bass amps go for the clean, let me do the fiddly bit on the 6-string jazz bass kind of thing. So they're pretty much stereo DI bass amps that just make it louder while not adding a lot of character. And I know a lot of bass players want this. You don't buy an Orange bass amp if you don't want character. You buy an Orange bass amp because you want that, because you want character, you want rock, you want that sizzle. Moving on to price. Who knows? You guys don't know. Harry, how much is the Orange little bass thing? Go.
Check the website.
Check the website, H says. This is the NAMM theme. How much is it? We don't know. We just make it. Typical NAMM answer. Which is fine. Okay. Impressed. Bass Butler. Impressed. Well, would it be Orange if they didn't try to impress us with something for guitar? Well, I'm kind of almost sitting on it. almost right up my bum, and it could actually fit there with a little bit of tweaking. It's freaking ridiculous. Let's see if we can get a sound. SM57 in front of a 212 orange cab, and you see amps and all this stuff, but don't look at him. Don't look at him. Everything we need to get the sound that we're gonna get is this slightly bigger pack of cigarettes. Dave, zoom in here. Do the zoomy woomy, because this is freaking ridiculous. When Charlie showed this to us 2 days ago, we were like, what? So there's companies who do pedalboard amps, and then there are companies who do pedalboard amps. So this is the Terra ST stamp amp with an ST in front of it.
See, that toggles between the two.
It's got 2 volumes. We have gain, 2 volumes, and a shape EQ. We have an input,
Buffered effects loop.
a line send and return, so it's a send and return. It has a buffered effects loop, caps them out, which we will definitely check out once I have it at my place, and an 8 or 16 ohm speaker out. It's powered by 15 volt 2 amps, so probably not your pedalboard power supply because 2 amps is kind of pushing it. But this is a full amp with 40 watts, I think, right? 20 watts, what do I know? On off on the side right here.
But it's class AB. It's class AB. It's not class D.
And no class D? So it's like the pedal baby then?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go careful on the volume. I'm gonna go this. I'm gonna go, how clean can it get? Let's start like a real review here, come on. That's clean. That's totally clean. This is the Shut Up 8 button. I love it. It's my favorite button. We're at half gain right here. So there's quite a bit more. So I'm going to go activate 8 button and then see how far we can push it. Activate! Love that button. That shape is ridiculous. You can literally go through the history of all guitar sounds ever created with this. You have like the classic rocky kind of really mid-focus thing, and but the bite in the high end isn't there. You take it in the middle and it's balanced, and then you want that almost kind of fuzzy high-end fizzle to go really aggressive. This is... You created a tiny little monster. This is very ridiculous. What do you have to say for yourself?
Maybe I should have called it that.
8's tiny little monster. There you go. Next one. Holy shit, fuck. And this can literally be bought and afforded by any guitar player, right? I mean, I think Charlie told us the price. I don't remember, but it was like ridiculous.
Sub 200 quid, I think. but don't quote me on that.
But no, I think what he told me was also under $200. Those are ridiculous sounds. Of course, you need the brilliant, orange cap with that, which costs you like 7 times as much as that. But who cares? Who gives? This is Harry. Did you expect that? Harry, come on, go.
No.
Thank you, Harry. Nice commentary. That's freaking ridiculous. Got the turn off 8 button. It's also the give me more of 8 button if you crank that up, depending on what you want. Orange terror stamp. Holy fuckola. And then the bass butler. It's just ridiculous. And then there's also an amp. When I get emails from, their marketing people and was like, hey, there's a bass butler and a tiny bass thing. I was like, who gives a shit? And now I'm like, I give a shit. That bass thing is ridiculous. If you play bass, get one. If you're a guitar player, put this in your freaking gig bag and never take it out, except for using it, of course. You've impressed me, gentlemen. Wow. Yes, you made me happy. 8 made me happy. That's gonna be in my diary. Dear diary, 8 hymns made me happy. No more details necessary. You will see reviews on my channel. I will make sure I'll beat those guys up to get that happening. But we will. I don't think I could beat them. I'm weak. But Charlie said we will do that. And thanks to Dave and Harry for, I don't know, smoking probably. He was smoking. I don't know. He's a smoking guy. Harry, come on, say it.
Animals at the end.